Alright, hello everybody, this is Demon, coming back for another round of Final Fantasy XIV. So if you guys remember from last episode, we fortunately were finally able to end Part 2 of Stormblood, and we're now in Part 3. And if you remember correctly, we were able to secure Alamigo. The Empire's finally officially been pushed out, but more importantly, Lise left us on a note that she was going to have to leave the Silence to focus on Alamigo because it needs leadership. Xenos was killed, thank God. Other things going on. We learned that Gozetsu luckily survived and is on an island somewhere that we can't get to. Sitting there surviving, doing his thing, and having fun. Unfortunately though, if we sell, Yotsu is also with him. And the fact that neither one of them killed each other is very surprising. But again, we ended it on a great note. Doma's free, Alamigo is free, and the Empire should be in turmoil. And from what we saw, the Emperor looked mighty pissed. The fact that he lost everything. Except the fact that he lost his son, he seemed rather happy because he said he was insane. We bought this freedom with blood, that of our friends and our enemies. I'll be damned if we're going to give it up again.
Come to see how we're getting on?
Yeah, how's it going?
We've made good progress since we took back Alamigo, but there's one big issue we still have to address. Leadership. The Domans had Lord Hien ready and willing to take the throne, but we've got no one like that here. Theodoric was our last ruler, and he wasn't called the Mad King for nothing.
Suffice it to say, our people have had their fill of kings, which means we need to find a new way forward.
If only it were that easy. Everyone and his uncle has an opinion. For the time being, we're just going to have to keep leaning on General Aldin and the Alliance for support, and see if we can't find a solution together. Something tells me we're going to be hosting a lot of meetings in the near future. But if that's what it takes, I'm ready to talk till my jaw aches. The Reach is yours, Nago. Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Aye, aye, Commander.
Don't do anything I wouldn't.
Ah, there you are. I've been searching all over for you.
Yes?
Don't worry, it's nothing bad. That said, this might not be the best place to talk. Will you join me?
Sure. Oh, no.
I'll get to the point. Might you be interested in a spot of adventure? After all, we were adventurers before we were scions, were we not? After routing the Imperials and liberating Alamigo, I reckon we've earned a bit of respite, don't you? And what better way to spend it than by returning to our roots? So, what say you? Shall we call on Alphino and go adventuring?
Why Alphino? That's what we do, I suppose. Twist my arm, why don't you? Why Alphino of all people? Right then, let's go find Master Louvier. Actually, give that to me. I want you fresh for our little adventure. Wait for us by the Aetheryte and we'll be along shortly. See you there. Okay. Oh god, it's gonna get bad. All I'm thinking of is it's gonna be all of us adventuring and Alphino. I wonder why they chose him of all people. It's like, not Alize. Yeah, that's who I would have chosen. Not her. You still probably wouldn't be interested in it. Bankrupt? Yeah. Yeah. Greetings, Irene. It would seem we are to accompany our vault on some manner of escapade. Have you any idea what we've gotten ourselves into? Let me explain. It will be something of history lesson, but I'll tell you to be brief. No snoring if you please. Now, the events I would speak of occurred before the occupation, back when Alamiga was still a monarchy and Theodoric sat at the throne. A uniquely brutal despot by all accounts. That he was, the King of Ruin suffered no rivals, real or imagined, in his dispute with the monks of the Fist and the Rogue's Reach being burned to the ground. In the latter years of his rule, he was seized by the unshakable belief that unseen forces were conspiring to steal his crown, and so he ordered that every soul with a claim to the throne be executed, including his own family. The wealth of the poor souls he put to death became the property of the king, and it is said that these royal treasures were hoarded somewhere in the palace. Thus was born the legend of the Mad King's Trove. I believe I see the direction of our adventure as a take. I assume you have a mind to unearth this hidden bounty. You assume correctly. And it would also be correct in assuming that this legend is widely known. Others may surely have gone in search of their prize, tempting as it seems. Well, of course, we won't be the first to make the attempt. Following Alamiga's liberation, more than a few eager soldiers turned the palace upside down in hopes of claiming an easy fortune. And even after scouring every room from dawn to dusk, they uncovered not a single coin. Their gold lust drained away so quickly as it had come, and the legend of the Mad King's Trove remains simply that, a legend. I see you have no intention of letting the story end there. What self-respecting adventurer would? Imagine the three of us delving into a decades-old mystery. Tell me the thought doesn't set your heart to racing. Yeah, I like money. Let's do it. I still can't believe Alphino is the one that wants to go out adventuring. It's such an Alizé thing. Anyone can find that treasure, it's us, but even if we don't, the adventure will be reward enough, I reckon. The news of Doma and Alamiga's liberation has kindled the flames of revolution in every corner of the Empire. I hear the imperial province of Dalmasca has already risen up in rebellion, which means the Garleans will most surely have their hands full. What better time than now to indulge in such a diversion? Tell us, Arvald, have we any clues as to where we might begin our search? Well, judging by how the other treasure hunters fared, nosing about the palace isn't like to get us anywhere, so we'll probably need to ask around. Would that be another way of saying no? Well, yes. I see. In that case, I shall pay a visit to the Allied Archivist and request access to the records seized from the Imperials. The Garleans are meticulous about such things. If they uncover the trove during their occupation, the event is certain to have been recorded. In the meantime, the two of you can track down those who worked as palace servants and officials in Theodoric's day. Given that they would have been at least 20 at the time, you will be looking for people who have 40 summers or more. Anything they can tell you about the king and his bloody deeds may prove useful, so be sure to listen well. Arvol, pray try your luck in the fringes and the peaks, whilst Hydaelyn makes the rounds in Alamigan Quarter. Neither I was thinking I was the party leader. Not that I mind. Of course, let's be about it, eh? We can meet afterwards at Gelbard's Gate. I mean, I think it's kind of natural for Alphino to take charge of things. And he's the leader of the Scions. Why is it raining? Why is it always raining? Middle-aged Highlander. Hi, Frian. In the palace? No, not me, lass. Certainly the stories of the Mad King, he used to hold public executions upon the divine audience. Anyone, and I mean anyone, suspected of conspiring against the crown was flung from the tops of those steps. Holy crap. I'd say that I stay as far away from the palace as possible. You mean he eat it? Oh, man, I wonder how many people yell, do a flip. God, I love Scary Movie. Such a good set of movies. Never watched 5 though. I think I stopped at 4. You want to hear an old maid's stories, do ye? Aye, well, most of what I know of the Mad King is common knowledge. We'd only see his royal majesty when he deigned to attend the executions he'd ordered, and after a while, even watching his enemies die wasn't enough to coax him out of hiding. They say he started seeing assassins in every shadow and wouldn't set foot outside the palace walls. I was offered work there as a royal servant once, but the mere thought of it left me in cold sweat. Ooh, damn. Oh. Always clicking that. Damn it, arm's length. Oh, there we go. I served as the pleasure of King Theodoric, enlisted to tell the tale. One of the palace guards I was. Truth be told, it was a dark chapter in my life, and one I'd sooner forget. Hardly a night went by when we didn't hear blood-curdling screams echoing from the inner chambers, which, of course, we were under orders to ignore. So we'd stand still as statues, trying to not imagine what horrors were unfolding within. If you're hell's bent on finding out what happened to the palace, head down the street here and ask old Arnold. He was the king's head scribe. Why is the king's former scribe over here? I figure he'd be in a rich place. Money. Money, 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 money. Yes, I am Arnold. What do you want with me? Yeah, I have questions. You have treasure of some decidedly unsavory memories, yes. If Alamego is to move forward, we need to acknowledge the misdeeds of the past. Very well, I should tell you what I remember. I take it you know Theodoric's paranoia and the public execution of his kinsmen. Those were terrible enough, but in his last days the king's figured mind settled upon an even grislier method of disposal, which only a chosen few were unfortunate enough to witness. His Majesty ordered the court thaumaturge to unleash a vile curse upon the remaining members of the royal family, a magic which transformed them into fiends of hideous aspect. Resulting monstrosities were then cast into the darkness below the palace. Even now, my sleep is troubled with the nightmares. If others of Theodoric's blood were prone to share his madness, then mayhap it is a kindness that the monarchy ended with him. Oh my god. Actually sounds weird. So he had mages do curses on family members and then threw them underneath the keep? Oh my god. That's how Bloodborne happened, or the Dark Souls. Yeah, whatever comes first. I don't play either game. I think I tried playing Dark Souls 1. I didn't like it. Some people like those games. I just didn't find it to be that much fun. It was yeah. An excellent timing as ever. We have, but this moment, returned from our own intelligence gathering efforts. I bet you have, Alpha now. Since we're all here, why don't we share what we have learned? Let me begin, then. As promised, I scoured the Imperial records for any mention of fantastic treasures, and found precisely none. It's just possible, I suppose, that a corrupt official deliberately hid the fact of trove discovery, hoping to enrich himself, but I rather think it unlikely that so valuable a find would stay secret for long. I conclude that our prize either does not exist, or that the Imperial somehow overlooked it. What of you, Hydaelyn? Were your investigations any more fruitful? Turned into monsters. And what can you mean by this darkness beneath the palace, I wonder? I met an old man in Allegheny who spoke of the palace subterranean prison, but he said naught of cursed abominations. The Imperial archives were also silent on the subject of fiends inside the palace grounds. Could the scribe fellow have been spinning her a yarn, do you think? Do you believe him, Hydaelyn? He may have been lying. His fears seem genuine. He was afraid that does lend credence to the tale, though I'm not sure how that helps us in our search. Do not be so hasty. Arnold's anecdote may very well have told us where the trove is hidden, but ere I share my theory, there's a matter I will clarify. Arnold, you spoke of light-hearted adventure, but I see a deeper motive for this expedition. Why are you so intent on finding this treasure? Well, the happy game music ended. No. It wasn't all pretense, I swear it, but you're right. My father was in the Imperial Army, a man of Garlean blood. I trust you know what I mean when I say that my Alamegan mother did not welcome my arrival. As I grew, she would check my brow over and over, convinced that a spot on my skin was emerging a third eye. Like the kind you see in pure-blood Garleans, my mother did not care for this taunting reminder of my heritage and took up a knife. War paint preserves cover the scar. Ooh. In the end, she turned me out onto the street, and I was left to haunt the alleyways of Alamigo, a feral child who got what he needed through begging, cunning, or worse. The best I can say about the years that followed is I survived, but I hated the animals I had become. Eventually I left the city behind me and joined a group of refugees bound for the other side of the wall. It was then that I turned to adventuring, and that road led me to the company of the Scions. I tell you this so that you understand. I know all too well what poverty and hunger can do to a person. I drew steel on ordinary folk for measly crust of bread. With Theodoric's gold, I could spare my countrymen the shame of living like that. Good man. Thank you, Arvold, and I apologize. That cannot have been pleasant to recall, but I felt it best to be clear on our intentions. Guardian, are you content to surrender the treasure to Arvold's noble cause and claim the thrill of adventure as your reward? I mean, my character says yes. I'm on the fence. And I should be glad to tell you my theory on the resting place of the Mad King's Trove, if you are minded to hear it. Well, out with it. What's the theory of yours? Actually, Matt, it'd be better if we first adjourn to a more suitable location. In case of a rival treasure hunt over, here's our plan, Jimmy. Good thinking. That's not exactly the reason. It's certainly a valid concern. Let us reconvene on the southern edge of Loch Seld. Hey, for. Besides, I can't freaking fast travel there anyway. Go fast, dog. You know, the one thing I haven't considered yet, the fact that tomorrow I have the afternoon/evening off, so I don't know if I'll come back to this game tomorrow. I'm only planning on doing one episode today, which I guess I could have did one earlier. I just chose not to. I've just been doing stuff. Like I was playing Hoy. I lost track of time with Hoy. I was trying to get Red to play. Me and him played some Hell Let Loose yesterday. I got pissed off eventually, but I lasted longer than I thought I would have. So I don't know if my tolerance is good or bad. Come, Alpha, no, don't leave us in suspense. Let's hear the theory of yours. Forgive me, it was not my intention to draw up proceedings. I simply wish to have the walk in sight while I explain things. Prior to the Great Flood of the Sixth Umbral Calamity, the salt lakes you see before you were yet dry ravines, and this, believe it or not, was the site of the ancient city of Skalla. It rose and fell during the Fifth Astral Era. When we know the period, the city was already deserted by the time the waters began to rise, having been all but destroyed by war, yet its ruins remain to this day at the bottom of Loch Seld. My belief that the darkness beneath the palace mentioned by Theodoric's former scribe was not a reference to the prison, but to a place still further below, the ruins of Skalla. I further surmise that the Mad King's unfortunate kinsmen were cast down there not simply out of a desire to punish them, but to discourage exploration. Theodoric wanted to keep the ruins secured. Wait, you're saying that we're meant to guard the Mad King's trove? Precisely, and since we know the court's thaumaturgy was involved, we can safely assume that any entrance in the old city would have been magically concealed. Which will explain how a legion of Imperial soldiers and the gods know how many Alamegans never found a trace of the trove. We, however, have certain advantages which they did not enjoy in Hydaelyn. Would you be so good as to swim down to the bottom of the loch and search for an underwater route into the ruins? While you do that, Arnval and I will seek an enscrolled portal within the palace. I like how he says, I'm the advantage. I can swim. I have a feeling like Alpha No would sit there and say that's an advantage nonetheless. Hey, you know what? You can swim. I can't. You're good. So, that is the ruins that that we missed last time. So if you guys remember, last time we were down this area, we went this way to get to Alamigo residential quarters. This time around, we're going even deeper. Look at that. That is actually really cool. That's what I said. This place is really weird in my opinion. Like, it looks like an underground city, but it's melted into, like, rocks and stuff. And I don't know how much of that's rubble that has just been destroyed over time that just makes it look like it's rock. But then you sit there and see other sections where, like that's all destroyed rock, or buildings. Like, this is so freaking cool, man. I like an idea of an underwater keep. Looks neat. I gotta give Square Enix that. This looks awesome. Underwater keep nobody can get to. It's also kind of terrifying at the same time. And saddening. It's like, this used to be a great city. It went into ruins. Calamity hit and it sunk underneath the waves, and nobody barely remembers it. Discover a passage that appears to lead to the underwater palace foundations. Press on and find where it goes. Now, if you also remember from that episode when we were down here, I sat there and said I did something really stupid when I originally played this. I couldn't find the entrance to the, to get to the residential area. So I actually went down further than I was supposed to because I thought this area was so cool. And I actually found this. There was a player sitting waiting here trying to do this dungeon, but I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. I'm in the wrong area. Hydaelyn, it's Alpha now. We searched the prison beneath the palace and found a door concealed by enchantments. Have you all to report? I don't think my character can talk right now. And you believe it leads to the ruins? Excellent. Then I propose we proceed from our respective entry points and look to meet somewhere in the middle. Oh, come on, you two. We might as well make it a race. Victory goes to the first adventurer to find the treasure. Godspeed. God damn it, Alpha now. Well, time to do it. The drowned city of Skalla. I'm unsure how long we'll actually be here for. This could take a few minutes. Could take 13, could take 20. The one time I was down here, I think I waited almost 20. So, with that, guys, jump cut for you. We'll do the dungeon, finish it out, and then I'll probably end up ending the episode after that. But hopefully this is going to be pretty fun. So, see you when the jump cut comes to a conclusion. Alright, everybody, so let's go ahead and get ready for this one. I think it's been almost like 13-15 minutes. So, I guess time-wise, it wasn't entirely bad. Okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. One player, come on. Come on, I want to play. Please, please. Wow, that's a lot of parties. Jesus. Oh no, it didn't work. Oh, round 2. Jeez. Hi, everybody. Items of the Saints of 370. I'm disappointed. Is that an alligator? Skalla Nanka. This place is actually kind of cool. Kinda do nothing north. Yay, I'm contributing. Actually, this thing I actually might put the builders on. Actually, I'll do it on both. Make the kills. Swallow larvae. That makes me Salt swallow larvae. They could have went with a lot of names, but they went for something really basic. Jesus. Oh no. But not this up. Alright, this should end up killing a lot of them. Oh yeah, they're done. Now, I actually don't remember the bosses for this. Wait a minute. That's a unicorn. Ah, a fishy unicorn. It's called a kelpie. I actually don't remember any of its attacks. I'm disappointed in me. Hydroplate. Oh yeah, that is one of its abilities. Okay. Slight memory coming back. So it has Hydro Pool and Hydro Push. I'll go this way. I tried to move. Okay, running this way. Hydro Push. Yeah, it didn't hurt as bad as I thought it would. Bad horsey. No wiener. In case somebody wants that. I think it's just second nature anymore for me to grab that crap. Those abilities on it. Oh no. Ah, always doing its job. I used to never use this ability. I always used heavy shot until somebody complained about it. I'm like, you know what, they're probably not right on this. I really hope it, I don't know if maybe, I doubt 5.4 patch does it, but I hope in the next DLC, I hope they do upgrade Quickblood. I'd like to make it a little bit more powerful. That, or maybe Rain of Death or Bloodletter, that'd be kind of neat. I'm just gonna sprint run with everybody else. I feel like I'm gonna get screwed. These are a lot of enemies. Oh, make me think. Oh, the AoE attacks making me think. That healer is having a field day. Attack one fell bad. My abilities on that one next. And targets down. Wait a minute, this thing I don't remember. Oh, wait a minute, I do remember this. Oh, my memory is good. I think I remember some of it. Those are all down. Does this thing do what I think it's gonna do? I'm 90% sure I'm right about what I think it's gonna do. Yes, it does do this. Shatterstone. And then we turn back into our characters and we fight it. That's what I was thinking was gonna happen. I just couldn't guarantee that was gonna happen. Shatterstones. Target there. Oh, nope, I messed that one up. That one's dead, that one's dead. Kill this one. I think my build is good. Yep. I contribute. Guess nobody's really worried about grabbing that stuff. That's not you need to. Oh wait a minute, is this the area I think this is? Oh, it is. Bog. I'm going for the zinc. Not going for the zinc. Gotta run. Look at me with the big furry guys. Oh no. Well, that was fun. How long does this transfiguration last? 10 seconds. Well, 15 seconds. I don't know what happened if you didn't make it over here and you just fell down. That would suck. That's what my brain's telling me. Oh no. I remember this enemy. Wait a minute, I do kind of remember him. He has like a weird attack pattern. And if I remember correctly, he also has an eye ability that I have to be careful of. That's the tail ability. Keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. If he does that, watch out for tail. Okay, you gotta stand in circle. You gotta stand in circle. Out of the way. Wait, he has random attacks? Exactly them. I'll put it right here. Oh, damn. Ooh, I just saw that. Oh no. It's 15. Got it. Well, it's a good tank, I guess, since everybody else ran. What'd I get? Skalla Coke and Maiming. Oh, that's cool. I didn't even want it. Nah. Good enough. That's a hole in the ceiling.
Oh, bugger it. Are you all right? Aye. Aye. Everything's still attached.
Fell on his face and Alphino fell on his ass. What are you guys doing?
Ah, it seems both our paths led here. Very good.
Why did yours involve falling out of the ceiling?
We spent altogether too much time fleeing fiends horrid and numerous. How fared you?
Yeah, I kicked all their asses.
Much the same, then. 'Twould appear this place is yet inhabited by King Theodoric's kin, or what is left of them. The work of terrible magics, I fear.
Terrible, aye. But their misfortune is our fortune?
Quite. By the 12, there is even more than I imagined.
Oh, I can't wait to see the look on Lisa's face. Thanks for believing in me, you two.
Hey, this person's still here. Path was dark, treacherous, and fair crawling with abominations. Long story short, it was proper adventure. I voted and I forged ahead at the fastest pace we could manage, but I was not surprised to find you waiting for us. I suppose it serves us right for challenging the warrior fight. Next time we should agree on some manner of handicap. We may have lost Safana, but what of what we found? Quite, I'm still reeling at the sight of that mountain of riches. What? Like how you reeled at the sight of that floating spectre, you mean? You should have heard him scream, I mean. As we dealt with such momentary lapses, we found the Mad King's trove, and that's all that matters. Yeah, but it was at your expense. First Estinian and now Ardvold. It would seem there is much amusement to be had at my expense. Honestly, I might as well go adventuring with Alizé. That's... All jesting aside, we must tell people the good news, and I think Lee should be the first. Seconded, there's no meeting of representatives from across Alamigo, so she is sure to be in the city. Shall we seek her out? That is hilarious. Well, fortunately though, I gotta end the episode. Is there anywhere I can hide at? Anywhere I could hide at? Well, it's the Alamigan quarters. It probably really isn't. Maybe I can just make this an extended episode. Maybe we'll go talk to Lise and then get out of here and go pause and get ready to end it. You know what? I agree with that logic. Extended episode. What do I care? More fun for me. How the hell do I get over there? Found it. knew there was an alleyway. Oh, wait a minute, that's a resistance guard. Oh, Pogs, how you get up there? Okay, top of the stairs leads to the palace. Nay, I can't let you in without proper say-so. Wait, really? In the world of goddamn light, I can't go up there? Oh, you three look pleased with yourselves. What have you been up to? I'm glad you asked, Lise. I'm pretty sure you're going to like the answer. You're joking. The Macking's Trove. I thought it was a myth. So did plenty of people, but they didn't have Hydaelyn and Alphino in their party. Credit for finding it should go to them. As to what to do with it all, I vote that it goes towards elevating the suffering Alamigo's poor. God, if there is as much as you say. Unroll did not exaggerate, I assure you. We could not have hoped to carry even a fraction of it out on our own. I've taken the liberty of sketching out a rough map of the ruins. If you assemble a squad of your most trusted freedom fighters, they should be able to follow a route to where the treasure lies. Understood. I'll make sure every coin is counted for, and that goes for spending of it as well. Thank you. There's one other thing. The time comes to drop a plan for distributing the spoils. I would ask that you consult Alphino. I don't have the heads for details. I'm not educated. I see that simply handing out sacks of gil won't solve everything, but I could rightfully tell you what to do instead. Oh, I know the feeling. I'd welcome any advice you give us, Alphino. Of course, I shall be at your disposal. Personally, we need Tataru. Commander, we got a problem. Deep breaths. Tell me what's happening. Mothgar outside headquarters, they're starting making demands. Will you best come and see for yourself?
Step back, all of you!
Like hells we will! We know who you've got in there!
We're not leaving till you hand her over!
Bring her out! Bring her out!
What's going on?
Someone let slip about Fedora.
It's true then! The bitch really is in there! I knew it! I bloody knew it! We demand vengeance! Bring her out! Today we butcher the butcher!
Butcher the... Come on, you don't mean that! We'd be no better than the Imperials if you'd all just calm down!
Calm down! That monster and her thrice damned skulls dragged my man from our home and beat him to death in the street!
Aye! And my dad! That bitch has spilt enough blood to fill a lock!
We all know her crimes. She's a traitor and a murderer. How many of your resistance friends have died at her hands, eh? And here you are, protecting her!
So that's what all the fuss is about.
Oh no.
Hearken to me, brothers and sisters of Alamigo.
Hey, who's this?
The guy who will probably kick all your asses.
That's the Bull of Alamigo.
My friends, you are not alone in your anger, your grief, your despair, for it is mine as well. That gnawing pain in your breast, it is enough to bring an old bull to his knees. But I ask you, brothers and sisters, to think not only of the family and friends who were cut down before your very eyes, but to think also of the ones who were abducted, the ones who may yet live. Where were they taken? What became of them? These questions demand answers. I share your thirst for justice, for vengeance, but we will gain only fleeting satisfaction if we give in to our base appetites. We will never know the truth. Now is the time that we, the people of Alamigo, must decide what manner of nation we will build for ourselves, and for generations yet unborn. When they look to our example, Will they see a people who held fast to their principles? Or one who cast them aside when tried? I say to you, it is our responsibility to give these prisoners a fair trial, that they might answer to all of Alamigo. The Garleans called us savages, and I'll be damned if we prove them right.
I know you're right, I do, but I can't.
The real reason they don't judge or question him is because he knows he'll kick all their asses. Don't mess with Robon. He kick all your sorry prick asses. The butcher has much to answer for, but to simply drag her from her cell and slaughter in the street? General Olden is right. Vidal and his skulls may have aspired to the Imperial citizens, but they were born Alamigan. To the countrymen, they are traitors of the worst kind. Thank the gods General Olden arrived when he did. Any later, we would have had a riot on our hands. After 20 years of Imperial rule, it's not a surprise that people should seek a target for all their pent-up rage and grief. I only wish I knew the solution. Wait, can I get in here? God damn it. Oh, thanks, Robon. Listening to her anger, I could have feel myself being swept away. It was a difficult tide to stem. 'Twas the same rage which brought us to our feet, carried us to victory. But now the war is over, all the unspent fury is being channeled into vengeance. Aye, and it's not just here. We've reports of mobs forming all over. They've been targeting folk known to have cooperated with the Garleans. It starts with insults most often, then someone picks up a stone. Some industrious souls even thought to seek out graves of Xenos and his officers. It was grim. To build a country where everyone, regardless of race or origin, can live side by side in peace. Maybe the time isn't right. Maybe people just aren't ready. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try. Representatives will be here soon, and I'll be damned if I'm going to give up before I've even begun. Who are these representatives exactly? Oh, village elders, refugee leaders, and the like. It wouldn't be right for us to dictate the nation's future on our own, so we plan to summon of our swords. We invited the Anata and the Karakan to participate. Alamigo stands at a crossroads, and this meeting will decide which path it takes. The matter of Fadola's sentence cannot be suffered to disrupt the proceedings. Let's execute her and be done with it. She herself is asked to be put to death. Nago, I already explained why we wouldn't do that. Sending her to the gallows might satisfy people right now, but where would it end? She would round up everyone who collaborated, everyone who didn't resist. There would be no one left, and we'd be no better than Theodoric and Xenos. She's not wrong. Begging your pardon, but might I be allowed to speak with Fadola? Only I caught a glimpse of her past, some of it anyway, during the fight. She's done terrible things, unforgivable things, but in some ways she's a victim of circumstance in which she was born, and that's something I can understand. Alright, speak with the prison guard when you're ready, and I'll come and join you. I want to talk to her too. I'll return to my other duties then. We've barely begun to investigate the facility where they gave Fadola her powers. Be fairly warned, friends. She will test you. Don't let her emotions color your judgment when she does. It's best if I stay outside and keep watch for troublemakers. After what that woman did to Mefford and Commander Kemp, I'd struggle not to throttle her. If you have me, I might attend this interview as well. No great wish to save Fadola, even if I could, but there's more to her than meets the eye, I'm sure of it. Speak with the guard, and then we'll go in together. That's how I see it. I'm gonna go over here in my little corner. I'm actually just gonna end the episode right here. It's a good hiding hole. See, I got a little hidey hole. Why the hell does this exist? I don't know why. We're gonna go with it though. I'm fine with sitting here. So with that, guys, I gave you a bit of an extended episode today, mainly just because I'm too lazy to quit and I was having too much fun playing. So with that, all I have to do is say this. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. When we come back, ladies and gents, more Final Fantasy XIV, and with us stopping them trying to tear Fadol out onto the streets and beating her to death, we now may have a chance to talk to her, and maybe Arnvald's right. Maybe there is something more than meets the eye with her. Something to give you an answer as to why she is the way she is. So, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and next time. Thanks.